Hello, welcome, Cabbage here. In Nier Reincarnation, let's look at the two banners for 2nd anniversary and 2.5 anniversary, that's just my guess. And then we'll also look at the handout 4-star 063Y. And first of all, I'll say that I've been seeing some fan art for anniversary F66x and 063Y, and it's been very heartwarming. I've talked about how the Japanese, they kind of prefer in their romance more sort of like flirting or teasing. But to see, this loving couple, F66x and 063Y, it's been very cool. Cool to see them having their fans. Sadly, 063Y's hat is too small. But let's go from the left. We got F66x. This is the one character that I am the most interested in overall. And then all of these stats, these are for Awakening 5, level 100, post-limit break. So I don't know how useful these stats are going to be, especially for people just using them level 90, unawakened. But we can compare the stats of all of these characters to each other to get a sense of like whether they are really high or medium. But F66x, that is definitely top tier status. Attack and defense are average. And then the character skill, this is very complex, so I'll just put it up and then read it off. Gauge level B, decrease all enemies' attack by 30% for 45 seconds, continually recover 10% HP for all allies for 5 turns, and then cure 1 debuff for all allies when own affinity is fire, and charged from the start of battle. So there's a lot of stuff going on here, and then this is kind of like a role compression. This is one character kind of doing multiple roles. But this is the first time ever that there's been an attack break and then a heal at the same time. But yeah, that will free up more slots in your party to do other stuff. And yeah, this already is super duper good for like tower and other PvE. 50% total heal is top class, along with, Bloody F66x and then Christmas Gale. If you combined this F66x with Christmas Gale, you could probably beat all of the PvP. Tower, the Fate board stuff. So yeah, very powerful. But this last part of the skill, Cure the Debuff, usable at start of battle, this is more interesting for Arena. And then we have like the very popular sort of Outlast teams, tank teams, where Yudil, he will break your attack, break your critical rate. There's Anniversary Demas who also break your attack. F66x could remove one of those with her character skill. I saw some testing about which debuff exactly this will remove. It seems to be random. It's not like the one that was applied first, or the one that was applied last, or the one that is lasting the longest time. It does look random, so it seems to be difficult to use kind of in a consistent way. For Arena overall, I would still say that the summer version of F66x is stronger, but this one still has a niche, and then excellent for PvE. Alright, and then we have passives, Team HP up, Team Stats up when equipped with fire weapons, and then the third Awakening skill is Team Defense up. So lots of support for the party. And then the debris for taking it to Awakening 5 is a character skill filled at start when equipped with a fire weapon. I don't feel like either the Awakening 3 or 5 is necessary for her. It's really about her character skill. Okay, and then we have her weapon, super duper high HP. I was wondering if that was a mistake at first. And then nice weapon skill will heal some HP and then also cure a status effect. I think there's still only like 4 weapons in the entire game that will heal status effects, so that's pretty special there. And then an attack break, 30 for 30. That has nice synergy with her character skill. And then weapon passes HP up, that's fine. And then fire haste. This is a kind of a semi-recent passive skill that we've seen, which kind of replicates the dark memory weapon stuff. And I really like all of the weapons that have this haste. Okay, next we have Hina, who some people are very disappointed in. There's one JP YouTuber who's really hung up on her not being a good attacker. He's tried her in subjugations and arena, and he's just not satisfied. And I'm like, well, don't use her as an attacker then. But let's have a look. Stats look pretty average overall. She does have some agility from a passive ability. Character skill, I'll also put this up because it's also complicated. 5 hits, that's nice for wave 1 of subjugations. And then increase all allies' attack, 30 for 30. That's nice, but it's not like 45 seconds or 60 seconds, so that's too bad. And then increase damage of skills of 2 hits or more by 20%, again for only 30 seconds, and only when her own affinity is wind. So a little bit narrow, and then not as good as some party buffs like Christmas Akeha, but I think still very usable as a support character, either in subjugations or arena. But yeah, she doesn't really have anything in her kit to kind of make her an attacker in any mode, so I would not use her in that way. Alright, character passives, team agility up, that's nice. And then 70% chance regular attacks to be 3 hits. That's kind of a newish skill. Third awakening passive is team attack up. That might be desirable if you want to use her as a support character on your arena team. And then debris agility up. This is nice if you are interested in using that for arena. And then also, kind of arena focused, is her weapon, and I would like to get her actually kind of for this weapon, because this is kind of the wind version of the Silver Snowclaw, and then like the light weapon that came out with New Year's Marie. But weapon skills, 14 seconds and 15 seconds, 5 hits or defense up, and then the usual wind boon, and then agility up, limited time. I would like to have that. Alright, and then we have Yuzuki. I am going to pull this banner of these 3 to go to the ceiling, and I will exchange for Yuzuki if I don't pull him naturally. But he is a top tier attacker. He's kind of in that vein of like Sino Alice Akeha or Christmas Priet, where he's sort of more attached to one element. But he will get the bonus, damage in the subjugations, and then I don't have a really good subjugations attacker for Dark Element that will get the bonus, so I would like to get him. Otherwise, it's like Christmas Priet or Bloody Levania. So yeah, I do have my eye on Yuzuki. And apparently he is super duper strong at Awakening 0, so that's encouraging. But very high attack, that is now the highest in the game. And then a character skill, defense break, and then damage up. I think it's extra when he's equipped with a dark weapon. Character passives, attack up. Damage up on skills of 4 hits or more, and that is equipped with a dark weapon. And then third awakening passive is dark stats up. Again, I think he's super usable at 0 awakening, so nobody needs to kill themselves to take it to third. However, his 5th awakening, his debris is really nice. Dark damage up. It's 15%, which is pretty high for a kind of a permanent damage up. It doesn't have a seconds limit, so you could certainly use it in longer content as well. Alright, weapon is very strong for a dark element, short sword, but dark damage up, and then weapon skill defense down, 30 for 30. That would be a nice, even as a support weapon for subjugations. And then 2 damage up skills, passives rather, dark damage up, attack up. Alright, then we have the first 2nd anniversary banner with Levania here. He might be the most surprisingly good of all of the other characters on this list, but yeah, he did turn out to be a good attacker. Not quite on the level, I would say, as like Yuzuki or Sarafa, but pretty strong. Attack of over 9,000, that's good. Character skill, this is damage up when equipped with a fire weapon, and then also damage up on skills of certain hits or more. Character passives, critical rate up, we can see the 35% there, and then he also has the 70% of 3 hits or more on regular skills. Third awakening, he might have one of the best of any of these characters, but that is attack up for the party. That will include himself, and he wants to be an attacker. And then debris, agility up, again, attractive for people interested in arena. His fire fist, pretty strong. Let's see, defense break, if he is equipped with a proficient weapon. And then critical rate up for the party. I don't love those limited time critical rate up. And then 2 damage up passives. Alright, and then we have Yudil, who is maybe the best character of all of these. But he is the new Provoke tank. I think some people were surprised that they were going to introduce a new one here. I kind of want to make a video comparing him with Bloody Griff, but I'll just talk about him here. He's really good, that's all we need to know really. But HP, top class, attack and defense are lowish. Character skill, also complex, so I'll just read it off. Let's see, decrease all enemies' attack by 30 for 30. And then enter a provoke state for 2 turns. This is shorter than Bloody Griff. Bloody Griff has 3 turns. I was kind of surprised to see it wear off semi-quickly during Arena when fighting him. So it is a demerit, but I feel like everything else about it is super strong. And then also decrease all enemies' crit rate by 50% for 30 seconds, which is a new type of break, when own affinity is dark and then usable from start. So this is very strong. If somebody has like a 90% critical rate, you'll lower that to 45, which is not super reliable. But that is a debuff that Anniversary F66x can cure. And then we look at the passives, Team HP up, and then he has a one-time heal. When he goes below 50% HP, he will heal back 50% HP. This is less than Bloody Griff, who goes a 100% heal under 50%. But like with all of the higher stats that Yudil has and stuff, they are very competitive for who is the best tank, and I think you could easily make the argument that Yudil is the better one. And then Awakening passive, for some reason, is Caged Vigor. With HP below a certain amount, he will do more damage. This Yudil is not an attacker, so yeah, people don't need to kill themselves to go to Awakening 3 or 5. HP up, it's 15%, which is more than usual, but I don't think it's super necessary. This Yudil is also very strong, even at Awakening 0. Alright, and then we have his weapon, Dark Greatsword. That's nice HP there. Attack break, when equipped with a proficient weapon, team defense up. And then dark damage up again for some reason, and then HP up. Alright, and then we have Sarafa. She is the top tier light attacker that I was predicting that was going to come with this Hatcher. But also top tier attack. Character skill pretty straightforward, light damage up. Character passives attack up. Light attack up stat for the party when equipped with light weapons. And then her third passive, I think, is worth chasing. This is Bold Vigor, so extra damage with more HP. And Debris is a vanilla attack up, which I don't know if anybody needs to chase. And her weapon, Light Element Spear, it's a pretty good attack for a spear. And then all the usual stuff, attack up, self buff, light damage up, attack up. But based on Yuzuki here, I think maybe what we will see is more top-tier attackers attached to a certain element, but with different proficient weapons. So we might see another top-tier dark attacker, or fire, or wind, or whatever, so that'll be cool to see. Assuming there are any more unit releases from now. Okay, finally we have the handout 063Y. The weapon, nothing special, except it does have the light haste. It's only 5% compared to the 10% of a true 4-star weapon, but could be useful. And then a self-heal. This can be useful if you don't have like party heal weapons, and if you are in a mission where you want to limit how many times you use a character skill heal, for example. But the costume itself I think is more interesting. This is actually one of the beefier 063Ys. It's like him and then New Year's, which is the tank. So if you wanted a kind of a tankier run in PvE, for example, this would actually be a pretty good choice. And then he has a new character skill, Guts. So like for 15 seconds, even if his HP would be taken to 0, he'll like maintain at 1. 15 seconds is pretty short, so you have to be very kind of like pinpoint with your timing on it. But with this game, they've often introduced like new mechanics on handout characters. Like the first character to get Provoke was the Christmas Leon. So maybe we'll see a Hatcher unit coming soon with Guts of like a longer time, make it more useful. And then third Awakening passives, stats up with light weapons. And then a third Awakening passive, Stats up when equipped with light weapons. We should all do this because he is a handout. But the debris, it's the defense up. But unlike other 4-star debris, it's only 5% versus the usual 10. So I would not take him to Awakening 5. Just to keep your account a little bit cleaner. Okay, but pretty exciting units here. Hopefully sometime soon I'll be able to put up the next 100 pulls of the 2nd anniversary banner, and then aim for Yuzuki in particular. Although I would like Hina's sword as well. Okay, thanks for watching, and we'll see you again. Take care.